There are a lot of people out there that say that James Harden's style of play will never win the Houston Rockets a championship, despite how good they've been of recent and how big the numbers Harden puts up are. The addition of Russell Westbrook, along with trading away Clint Capella and pretty much playing without a real center, has actually worked in favor of the Rockets surprisingly. It's given the team more space on offense and more open lanes to finish at the rim for Russell Westbrook. An injured Chris Paul, along with shooting a combined 7 of 44 from 3, is what kept the Rockets from advancing to the NBA Finals after a Game 7 loss to the Golden State Warriors in 2018. The last time the Houston Rockets actually reached the NBA Finals was 23 years earlier in 1995. This Houston team was already coming off of a championship win by beating the New York Knicks in 7 games. That was the best Pat Riley-led Knicks team. This was their 28th season in the NBA and their 24th season in Houston. They were in San Diego for 4 years before moving to Houston. Rudy Tomjanovich was in his 3rd year as coach of the Rockets. With increased competition in the West, this team was 29-17 before they made any big moves. The starting lineup for most of this time was Hakeem Olajuwon, Robert Horry, Kenny Smith, Otis Thorpe, and Vernon Maxwell. The only player they took in the draft this year was Albert Burdett, but he never actually played in the NBA. In mid-February, Houston would trade Otis Thorpe to the Portland Trail Blazers for Clyde Drexler. So with now having Drexler and Hakeem the Dream on the same team, Houston now had 2 All-Star All-NBA players. These 2 were also college teammates. Surprisingly though, Houston struggled quite a bit after the addition of Drexler and went 17-18 with him and finished the season with an overall record of 47-35. They were the 6th seed in the West and would face a 60-win Utah Jazz team in the first round. Hakeem averaged 28 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks over the season. Clyde Drexler averaged 21 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. This team also had a number of pivotal role players such as Robert Horry, Vernon Maxwell, Kenny the Jet Smith, Sam Cassell, and Mario Etley. So in round 1 versus the Jazz with John Stockton and Karl Malone, Utah took a 2-1 lead. The Rockets would win 2 straight to close out the series thanks to 40-point games by Clyde and Hakeem. Now they had to play the 2nd-seeded Suns with Charles Barkley, and they managed to beat them in a 7-game series after being down 3-1 with the last game won by just 1 point. Now for the conference finals, Houston had to play a San Antonio Spurs team that had David Robinson and Dennis Rodman. And with Hakeem finishing 5th in MVP voting, while Robinson ended up winning it, this was going to be a great series. The series went to 6 games and the Rockets won. Hakeem had his way with whoever guarded him as the Dream averaged 35 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, and 4 blocks. The Houston Rockets would face an Orlando Magic team led by Penny Hardaway and Shaq. What helped in favor of the Magic this year was that Michael Jordan was still retired during most of the season and wouldn't come back until the end. They even played each other in the 2nd round of the playoffs, but Orlando won in 6 games. Regarding the finals, the Rockets as a team played great and Hakeem had his way again. Shaq on the Magic also played great, but this team kept falling short, which resulted in them being swept by a 6th seed. In this season's playoffs, Hakeem and Houston had went through some of the best big men of his era. Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, David Robinson, Dennis Rodman, and Shaq, the NBA scoring leader. This Rocket team is also the only 6th seed to ever win an NBA title. Drexler wanted this title bad after taking a loss to Jordan years earlier. When you look at the other things outside of Houston, this year was the final season the Boston Celtics would play at the Boston Garden. Grant Hill would share the Rookie of the Year award with Jason Kidd, although Hill was the only one that was an All-Star though. And the NBA back then only had 27 teams. The Vancouver Grizzlies, Toronto Raptors, and Charlotte Bobcats will be added later on. Do you think the current Houston Rockets team can win an NBA title? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked the video, like and comment, And if you like me, subscribe.